Don't tell my dentist all the things I use my teeth for. Honestly. Well, that was stupid of me to think that they could be out here and not destroy everything. Oh boy. There you go. All set. You want to give me little kisses? You want kisses? Most people who don't own a buck think they stink, and it didn't seem to bother him at all that they're rubbing on him. Good morning. I got a notification from my no fence collar that one of my bucks has no movement detected. Oh boy, it's because you aren't wearing a collar. They're not super sensitive, so there has to be no movement for quite some time to get one of those notifications, but it's because you lost your collar. Let's go find it. Luckily, the app shows me where that collar is sitting. My guess is he hooked it on something here. Let me just... it's showing that I'm like right on top of it, so it's got to be here. It's got to be here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Found it. Well, it's not broke, so not sure how he got it off, but let's just put it back on. All right, you think we can do this without one of you jerks knocking it off? Probably not. There you go. All set. You want to give me little kisses? You want kisses? Mwah. Oh, I love you too. Okay. Okay, well that was quick and easy. That's the first time I've ever had a collar come off. So, doesn't happen often. That was a happy ending. I could have swore that I saw him out on the driveway here this morning, so I didn't think anything was wrong with him, but it doesn't hurt to go check. I am deworming here this morning, and then I'm going to... Oh, that's the feed mill saying my feed's done. Basically, that's the only big project I have planned for the day. I got a new barn kitten. I was supposed to pick up 2, but 1 ran away. and went missing before I got there to pick it up. So he's really lonely and been like driving me crazy the last day. So I found another one. I'm gonna go pick that up today. It's supposed to get pretty hot today and then continually get hotter this whole week. So I want to get this job done early this morning before it gets too hot. And there's a little bit of a breeze right now, so I'm hoping that'll help. Standing by the door and letting some of these out so it's not so crowded. I've got pretty much all the does done. I'm just gonna start getting some of these kids out of here because they're getting crushed. Well, that was stupid of me to think that they could be out here and not destroy everything. I'm gonna go ahead and try to treat some of these. I was trying to get them out because they're all going crazy over the feeder, and so many of these kids were getting smushed. But the problem is now I've got some outside the pen and they're over here trying to help me. And I'm gonna end up with dewormer all over the ground. So now that I know how much I need for everybody, I'm just gonna write down the ones quick that I need to treat, figure out their dosage, pour out what I need to treat them, get them treated, and then kick everybody out. There's only 5 that need to be treated. 3 of them I probably normally wouldn't treat because they're really in the safe zone, but because they're due to kid really soon, that can really drag them down, and so I want to reduce their parasite load before they kid and they're at a really vulnerable state. They're normally across the line where I wouldn't, but today I'm gonna, just because where they are in their gestation. I just total up what I need to pour out, and then I pour them into solo cups so I can just dip out of there because I don't want to contaminate my bottles. I don't treat enough of them to like get a gun and a tube and thing that goes in there, and that way I don't have to keep the caps off of everything, so if somebody jumps up, they're only spilling a small amount. I'm also going to give them, on top of the dewormer, I do a combination dewormer from 2 different drug classes because they work differently. Like valbazen works by killing the worms by like cutting off their energy supply, and moxidectin is more like a neurotoxin to the parasites. So you want to, if you're doing a combination dewormer, you need to have them from different drug classes because that's why using them together is more effective. And then a copper oxide wire particle bolus. You probably can't see it, but there's little particles of copper in there. And adding that to the combination dewormer makes it more effective. Don't tell my dentist all the things I use my teeth for. This help. All right, that came out about perfect. And then this one's gonna get a smaller copper bolus. I repackage all of my copper boluses depending on size. Most of the copper boluses available for goats are actually way more copper than they need. They are effective at a much smaller dose, and there's a limit to how much they can have over time. So if you need to retreat them, you can't if you use too big of a dosage. If you use a smaller dosage, it's just as effective, and if you need to redose later in the season, you can. All right, I got one kid left. Surprisingly enough, I did not have any kids from this kid crop that needed to be dewormed, which is great. This one is from the last kid crop. She's not my cream of the crop. She was actually runty, and that's why she's still here. We're just gonna throw her on grass for the summer and see how she did. And she looks a little pale, so. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so. All right, so that one, that I did not get down her throat. Some people say, oh, I just throw them in and let them chew it up or put it in a marshmallow. That's nonsense. The copper needs to be in their rumen to be effective. Having them chew it up and then have big chunks of metal stuck in their gums or in their throat, that's not comfortable and it's not going to help anybody. So it needs to get in the right spot. So I just pulled it back out, and now I'll redose her with a different one. Anybody that has a line on them also has a green for treatment. Come on, everybody out! I think I've just got 3 does and 2 or 3 kids that didn't get checked that I'll have to come back with tonight with my husband to check them. I just need a second hand to catch them. It's almost impossible to get an entire herd in with no alleyway and 1 person, so I do the best I can. But most of this job is done. run to the feed mill and pick up a tote of feed to fill one of my feeders. I need to get my late gestation does on a feed ration pretty quick here. I got my no fence collars delivered last night, so I'm gonna need to charge all the batteries. It takes a ridiculous amount of time for each one to charge, and I only have one charger. So I'm hoping by tomorrow night I will have enough charge and I can get collars on all those does and get them separate, and then I can get them on their feed. My daughter and granddaughter are gonna come for a little lunchtime visit today, so I am going to kind of wrap things up and go inside for like the hottest part of the day, kind of from like 1 to 4 here. We're gonna end up having her dog over the weekend. They're going away. I'm thinking other than hitting those last few FAMACHA scores that I need to check, it's just gonna be the basics for the rest of the day. They got me all loaded up, ready to go. My daughter's on her way to my house. I've bragged on my feed mill before, but I'm gonna do it again. Let me tell you, I've used a lot of them and been so unsatisfied. I pay a little bit more at this mill, and honestly, I think it's worth every single penny I spend because their service is fantastic. I needed a handful of things. I called her. I don't even have to explain. She knows like exactly what I get. I just tell her over the phone. They threw it on my order. By the time I got there, you go in, you write the check, and they've got your truck loaded for you. Literally in 1 minute. They've got your tote loaded on. That one kid that works there, when he sees me pull in, he literally like runs to the forklift to load my order. I mean, you can't beat it. Always a smile. They'll get you anything you want. If they can get it, they'll get it for you. Anything special order, I'm so lucky. Now Carl's a little older than me, so it means he's gonna retire before I do probably. So hope he finds somebody nice to take it over. So I had a nice little visit with my granddaughter. It is time to do a water run and move goats and cattle. So I bring back 12 gallons at a time. For the cattle, I use a big tote, but for the goats, it just doesn't seem worth it to drive back there with the skid loader, and they go through more than what one of those low water tanks would hold in a day. So I have to go back there twice a day with the skid loader, and honestly, it's probably just as quick to zip back with the four-wheeler. So I can bring 12 gallons at a time. I usually make 2 runs in the morning, like 1 mid to late afternoon, and then they may or may not need some at night depending on how much they have left. The water does warm up so much during the day. I try to keep it refreshed as much as I can, because once it gets really warm, they just don't like to drink it. Oh, I still have to unload that tote too. My husband has some stuff in the way in the barn. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it. Okay, funny story. When my daughter was here, we heard like a semi truck stop right in front of the house on the road, and obviously we don't get a lot of semi trucks on our 1-lane gravel road. I was like, what's going on? And my first thought was like, oh no, one of the dogs got hit. So I like went outside, and the guy was walking up the driveway, and I said, hey, can I help you? And he's like, well, I'm hoping I'm in the right place. And I'm thinking, nope. And whoever he's trucking for they sent him a dropped pin on Apple Maps. No address, no nothing, and Apple Maps is not accurate. And it showed our driveway being an entrance to the gravel pit, which actually comes off of a completely different road. And he was trying to deliver some crane mats there. So helped him out with that, blah, blah, blah. While we're talking, so we're in the front yard, and the bucks are all on their GPS collars, and the bucks are like, oh, visitors. So the bucks come walking up. The first one starts rubbing on this guy, and I'm like, hey, get off of him. I shushed him away, but the guy never flinched, like it was totally normal. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. He probably didn't want to, like, you know, whack him or something. All of a sudden, another one's rubbing on his other leg. And I'm like, oh my gosh, get off. You know, and I'm trying to hit him away. And he's like, hold on, I got to take some pictures. I got to show this to my wife. She's going to be so jealous. I made some new friends. She's always wanted goats. So as this thing's like rubbing on his leg up and down, he's taking all these pictures of it. And the guy's kind of like getting knocked over. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it like didn't bother him at all. I was absolutely shocked. And like, I don't think my bucks stink because I'm like immune to their smell, but most people who don't own a buck think they stink, and it didn't seem to bother him at all that they're rubbing on him. So I just thought that was kind of funny. I still need to unload the feed out of the truck, and I think I'm gonna put it in the feeder right away because there's not enough room in the barn right in front to put it. Think I'm gonna go in, make some supper, come back out, do my livestock moves and water before it gets completely dark.